think Jordan Peterson once said this. He's like, the flood is always coming.
Is it something you do? Is it something you are? Like, what is Christianity, and what does that do for your life?
That's a great question. So what is it? What would make Christianity something that I would want to pursue? Basically,
exactly.
Okay.
And why, in your opinion, why would it be something that if I've never known anything about the Bible, never opened up this book a day in my life, why do I open it up today, and what does that do for me?
Okay, that's a great question. So first of all, the disciples of Jesus were first called Christians in Antioch. That's where it started, and it was actually a derogatory term. It meant a little Christian. It meant like little Christs, right? And so they were first called Christians there, and it wasn't necessarily something that they named themselves. Other people called them that. Our invitation isn't really to follow Christianity or to be a Christian. It's to be a disciple. That's the invitation. And a disciple from the Greek is methetes, which means follower or imitator. So we're called to imitate Jesus. So I think the question, I would maybe change it just a little bit in the sense of, I don't think we're called to be Christians. I think we're called to be disciples. I think we're called to be imitators of Christ. And why is imitating Christ a better way of life, in my view? Is because Christ invites us into a life of service. He invites us into a life of sacrifice. He invites us into a life that makes it our greatest joy to die to ourselves to serve one another. So he not just talks about this way of life, he invites us into this way of life, but he also models this way of life in the sense that he lives a certain way that's a sacrificial life. He gives himself up as a sacrifice for us. He forgives when people don't deserve to be forgiven. And not only that, but he invites us into a resurrection life.
So, okay, let's talk about a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I'm somebody who comes from a lower economic class, something like that, if I'm struggling a little bit and I go, hey, here's an invitation to me to God that maybe in some sense gives me a different type of purpose, can help make areas of my life better. What do you say to the person who goes, hey, I got a super successful business. I have a ton of money. I have a great life. My kids are fantastic. My wife is amazing. I don't need anything else in this life.
Yeah.
Why do I need God now?
Right. It's a good question. Because this person feels like they already have everything.
Exactly.
Right. So he's supposedly finding his joy in the pursuit of material possessions, right? Or the pursuit of, the happiness that this world has to offer. And that's fine. I mean, I'm not here to tell anyone how to live their own life. My argument is that that's not enough, that it will never be enough. What the world has to, let's just say, I mean, what Christ offers is ultimate hope, and let's play it out. The best case scenario. Let's say you marry the perfect wife. You have the perfect job. You have a perfect life. You have a perfect body. Like you have money. Like you have all these things. Best case scenario is your wife's going to die, you're going to be left alone, you're going to die of old age, and who knows what's on the other side. So what Christ offers and what we offer as followers of Jesus is hope. People walk around life carrying the weight of the absurdity of their own existence. Okay. But they don't.
That's big.
But they don't realize it though. It's like ultimately, I don't know what's happening on the other side.
Yeah.
But just like you and I have earphones on right now, they walk around with earphones. Like they don't want to think about it, right? Earphones of busyness, earphones of success, earphones of addictions. You're like walking around, and all of a sudden something happens. There's a change. Like let's say you go to a funeral, or your marriage ends, or your business, whatever, and these earphones they come off for a moment. That's when people show up in church.
And that brings up an interesting topic, because even in my own head, when I was thinking, why does the rich person potentially need God, need Jesus, need that in their life? Right now, everything is good. But very, very, very rarely do we live our entire lives of where everything is good.
Right.
You could have it all and then lose it.
Right.
You could have the perfect wife, something happens to her.
Yes.
You can have great kids, they fall off the wagon. There are so many times in life that we think, why would I need God? Because I've figured out so many things myself.
Yes.
When I think part of the things that in my own personal life I've needed God so much for is also knowing how to navigate life when it is going well. Because it is the sort of thing of, even when everything's perfect, what are you prioritizing? Are you making your job too important? Are you neglecting your family? Are you following money more than you are just love the other things that maybe God has for you? And I think the other aspect is, how do we react in times where we're losing everything?
Correct.
How do we react when it feels like the floor has fallen underneath us? And it is a hard life to imagine that every single thing I do, I have to figure out myself, and that I have no help. Because at the end of the day, if I have a God who's there with me, not to solve my problems, but to be there with me during all of them, then I'm not on this journey alone.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things for me that feels so special about God.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Like, I think Jordan Peterson once said this. He's like, the flood is always coming.
Is it something you do? Is it something you are? Like, what is Christianity, and what does that do for your life?
That's a great question. So what is it? What would make Christianity something that I would want to pursue? Basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
And why, in your opinion, why would it be something that, if I've never known anything about the Bible, never opened up this book a day in my life, why do I open it up today, and what does that do for me?
Okay, that's a great question. So first of all,